Hi everyone! Before I even get into this video, I just want to say I'm so sorry for the lack of videos in the last couple weeks. We've had some construction workers remodeling our bathroom, and every time I try to do anything, it is interrupted by the noise of hammers and a chainsaw, and I think they're murdering a person up here. It is just crazy. So, they are finally gone for today. Anyway, so as you can tell by the title of the video, this is the literary identification tag. I've never done a tag before, so I'm really excited. But one of my good friends, the booktuber, yes, I know him, he created this tag earlier this year, and it looked really fun to me, so I really wanted to try it, and yeah, here it is. So the first question is, what fictional character is most like you, personality-wise? I chose Daenerys Targaryen from the Game of Thrones series. I chose her because she is the coolest person, and I think I'm the coolest person. No. I think that she's a strong person, and that she has her good days and she has her bad days, and sometimes she makes mistakes, but sometimes, most of the time she does pretty good, and I think that I'm like that too. And sometimes she has some fire-breathing dragons, and though I don't have the fire-breathing dragons, it's as if I'm a dragon, so yes, I'm gonna go with Daenerys Targaryen, the Khaleesi from Game of Thrones. And she's actually one of my favorite characters in the book, but I would compare myself to her personality-wise. I know it's kind of like, yeah. Okay, so the next question is, what character would you like to play in a book-to-movie adaptation? The one that I chose has not been done yet, and that is Athalba from Wicked. I just saw the play again, and I read the book a couple times now, and I just think that she would be the coolest person to play. I cannot sing, so that would just, I couldn't do that if it was a musical. But if it was just a movie, I could totally do it. I would love to play her. She just has such a wide range of emotions, and she's really one of the first, well, not the first, but she's one of those characters that no one notices, and kind of they don't notice her until she becomes wicked. I mean, besides the fact that she's green. And she always fights for what she believes is right, even if her friends think that it's wrong at first, So, if you read the book or seen the play, you'll know what I'm saying. But yes, if I had to choose, I would definitely choose Athalba because she would be so fun to play. Plus, you'd be able to have, pet flying monkeys and be able to fly on a broom and be green. So, obviously, I'd choose her. The next question is, what character do you physically resemble the most? I did not want to answer this question because I didn't want to sound, because I don't know who I look like, but I chose Hermione Granger from the Harry Potter series because years and years and years ago, one of my best friend's mom was just reading the Harry Potter series, and she had not seen any of the movies yet. And she said that the movies were kind of ruined for her because she always imagined me as Hermione Granger. So I took that to be the biggest compliment. She's like, yeah, when I read it, I pictured you in my mind, as Hermione, and so I was blushing and. So I would choose Hermione Granger from the Harry Potter series, and I think that everyone would want to be compared to her. She's just the strongest character in the history of characters. I love her. The next question is, what is a quote from a book that hits home or describes something in your life really well? Now, I chose two quotes, and they're both deep, but don't even think that that I'm a deep person. Well, The first quote is from Harry Potter again, and Professor Dumbledore says, or I guess he's not professor, but it is, happiness can be found even in the darkest of times if only one remembers to turn on the light. I love that quote. I think that many people live by it, or they need to live by it, because sometimes everyone's going around saying, oh, my life sucks, or I wish I was dead, but you really don't. You like being here and being with your friends and with people who love you, and sometimes people just need to get out of the dark clouds, the dark room that they're in, and just turn on some lights in their mind or in the room and just, be happy, because happiness can be found anywhere. I mean, I'm just gonna go all nerdy here, but in Lord of the Rings, when Sam and Frodo are on their way to Mordor, they can just be bitching and moaning about everything. Excuse my language. But they don't. Well, Frodo is, but Sam is just let's do this, and then we'll go home. And, we'll sleep on our beds, and he, like, finds happiness in freaking Mordor. So we need to all take a lesson from Sam and Dumbledore that happiness can be found. I don't know what that was. The second quote is more of song. It is Defying Gravity. And that song, if you have not heard it, just listen to it. I don't care if you listen to, like, just listen to it, whether it be a live version or a soundtrack. Listen to it. I'll put a link below because everyone needs to hear that song. Basically, you just need to know that you can do anything if you put your mind to it. When I had to take my high school placement test, which I didn't need, but I took it, my mom played Defying Gravity on the way to school, and I was like, let's do this. And I was in honors everything, but then I didn't go to an actual high school. But, the thought that counts. So, Defying Gravity, one of the lines in there is, if I'm flying solo, at least I'm flying free. And I take that to mean that if you have friends that are not the best thing for your life, then just get rid of them. Just fly free, They might not be your friends, so. Anyway, Defy Gravity, that's the song. Alright, and the last question is, what character do you have the most sympathy for? I would have to choose Jay Gatsby from The Great Gatsby. This guy has just been through the craziest life. I mean, he started out as this poor kid, and then by like a crazy turn of events, he became this rich kid, and he fell in love with a girl who maybe loved him once, and maybe still loved him, but she was so incredibly shallow, and he was just such a good guy that he didn't deserve what happened to him. Spoiler alert, if you don't want to hear the ending of The Great Gatsby, click off. And then he dies. It's like he's through all this like life, and he meets this girl and he loves her, and then he loses the girl because she has to get married to someone else. He goes off, he leaves, but it's like he had to, and then he finds her again. She's married. She's conflicted to whether she should go back to the one that he thought loved him, or her abusive husband who cheats on her like regularly. And then she decides, oh, you know what, I'm not sure, I'm just gonna continue this affair, and then she kills someone, and she, lets Gatsby take the blame, and then he dies. And the ending of this book was one that crushed me because I just hated it, that no one went to his funeral, and that's a whole nother story. But yes, that is the character that I have most sympathy for. Yes. So this was my literary identification tag video. I tag all of you to do this. It's really a fun video to do because, we get so invested in these characters. It's kind of fun to like take a look at it and see, what characters you are, or what you're like. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so I will post the questions in the description box. I tag everyone to do this because it is really fun. And I will see you soon. Alright, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Okay, bye.